the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. We woke up to hear a very beautiful news from Zimbabwe. One of our genius, the world genius, Maxwell, coming out with something that the world has never imagined, which is the electric car that uses radio energy. Today he gives us a very detailed explanation as to how all these invention works. And according to him, the United States of America even sent a group of people to come and see whether what he said was true. And when they came and did all their testing, it was all true. When these people invent their things, they don't call us to come and check whether what they are saying is right. But because it is Africa, they have to come to Africa to find out the truth. According to Maxwell, even this car, when you have it in your house, whether you're in the village, those of us who will be in the village and will not have lights, we shouldn't have a problem. This is not the white man's own that you have to use your own electricity to charge it overnight. So when you are in your house and there's lights out, as long as you have the car, you just go and then you put your light on and the whole house will have electricity to use. It's not going to be like this archaic one that Elon Musk and co said we should give the whole world to them because they have discovered something significant. But this person has been able to do what the pink color never imagined. So this is a beautiful thing, and we keep encouraging our brothers and sisters to protect and support this man, for him to be able to stay in Africa, to give this knowledge out with the young ones that are also willing to learn from this skill. According to Maxwell, when the white people came from America to check what he was doing, they have to go back and brought their report, and finally they said they have to do a documentary, and they were asking him to feature this documentary, which wasn't necessary because these people never allow us to do anything for them. So this shouldn't have been the case, because we are also on our own. If we say we have discovered something, the white man must not come and check and say this is final. They don't have the knowledge of everything. No. If we keep allowing these people to do this, it means that before we can actually say something is good for we the Africans, they have to always validate us. And that is why always these people do not regard us.
Radio frequencies. So the electric vehicle and the greener power of grid machine, they share the same common invention, which is called Microsonic energy device, a device that harnesses radio frequencies and changes it into direct energy.
Clean energy, sustainable transportation, and a brighter future for Africa. In the wake of the viral success of our African brother Maxwell's videos showcasing his microsonic energy technology that can power cars, homes, and more, there's been a flurry of confusion, doubt, and skepticism surrounding the inner workings of this system. But today's video will clear that doubt, because you will get the opportunity to listen to the inventor himself clearly explain the details of how this remarkable technology functions few years back when he launched the first electric vehicle. Believe it or not, Africa is breaking through.
Oh, thank you very much. The electric vehicle invention, it is an invention that we took from the greener power of grid machine. The greener power of grid machine is the machine that birthed the microsonic energy device invention. Later on, we felt that since now we have got a perpetual generator, why can't we borrow the technology and integrate it into a vehicle, then see how the vehicle operates? That was the birth of the electric vehicle that became the first electric vehicle in the world that doesn't need any external recharging. Meaning to say it is like a moving generator. You can take it to your rural area, then you can even draw energy from the vehicle to power your house. Unlike what is happening in the electric vehicles which are there, where you have to connect it to your house to recharge the batteries overnight. But the electric vehicle is a different technology altogether. We are using radio frequencies. So the electric vehicle and the greener power of grid machine, they share the same common invention, which is called Microsonic energy device, a device that harnesses radio frequencies and changes it into direct energy. But that is useful.
So basically, what happens is that Maxwell and his team have been able to come up with a way to convert radio frequencies into direct energy on a large scale. But now the question might be, what are radio frequencies? Let me explain. Radio frequencies are a type of invisible energy waves that travel through the air and are used to send and receive signals. They help us listen to music on the radio, make phone calls, watch TV, and use wireless internet. These waves can travel long distances, pass through walls, and carry signals without needing wires. According to scientific findings, radio frequencies can be captured and transformed into usable energy through a process known as radio frequency energy harvesting. However, the amount of energy that can be harvested this way is extremely small. That is where Maxwell made a breakthrough. He discovered a method to harness this energy and also amplify it, making it a practical and useful resource.
Greener power off-grid machine. The name greener, it came because the technology is green energy. No emissions, no consumables, nothing is dangerous on the machine, because what we're simply doing is we're harnessing a radio frequency, natural radio frequency, converted into energy. Therefore, we're not even producing anything that is toxic or dangerous to humans. A greener power off-grid machine, it is a breakthrough to science, to say. When it was launched on Saturday, the Thrive team in the United States of America, we met them sometime last year but one, and they sent their scientists from the United States of America to come and validate, to do some tests to see if the machine it is working, it is doing what we said it was doing. After that, they gave us a scientific report which stated that the technology was novel and it was genuine. Later on, they decided to do a documentary. They decided that I must feature in their documentary, Thrive 2, what it takes. Then it was launched last Saturday. So this is the first time in the world to have such kind of a technology that work in such a way. Our machine, the one that we demonstrated, it is a 50 kilowatts, 50 kW to say. That means it is capable of generating 50,000 watts. That energy can power about 10 houses, high density houses in Zimbabwe, according to ZESA. If we allocate 5 kilowatts per each house, and we are looking at around 320 amps per hour, which is huge electricity to say. Before that machine, we did a 500 kilowatt, which is half a megawatt. When we say you have done a half a megawatt from a radio frequency, it doesn't make sense. But when we demonstrated the machine, people, they saw that surely the machine is working, because a half a megawatt can power around plus or minus 200 houses. So you can see what it does from a radio frequency. That's why I said we have made new discoveries that will now have to go hand in hand with the natural laws of physics, also the law of energy in thermodynamics. I was born in a very poor family. I did not manage to complete my education. I left school when I was Form 2 second term due to some financial difficulties. I was raised by a single parent, my mom. Later after, I discovered that there was something in me. I started to see visions, and up to until now, I see visions, very clear visions, not even when I'm not asleep. Those are some of the things that I see. And God started to teach me. I believe God started to teach me. I could hear voices. I started to experiment with some electronic components. No one ever taught me what were the names and the uses of electronic components. It was God. My first breakthrough was in 1999 when I did the first radio broadcasting transmitter in Kwazana. It made the headlines on both the national television, news, and also some radio stations. After that, God kept on giving me ideas. Then I did digital navigation facilitator, which was the first challenging technology. It's a machine which is used to facilitate landing of aircrafts. It calculates where the runway is, how fast is the plane coming to land, which side does it must it have to maneuver to. So it was a challenge in technology. I had to learn things like the Doppler effects. How do you use a radio frequency in measuring distance? Those are some of the things that I use in GPSs. Later on, I did my first turbine engine, which was, I took it to the Air Force of Zimbabwe and the Civil Aviation Technical Training Center. Years later, God gave me the vision of the greener power off-grid machine. 2009, I completed the first working prototype, which was a 1,200 watts. Later on, I founded a company with Zek Wazara, who was the group CEO for Econet. Then we started to design big machines. 2013.
There's a helicopter there somewhere. Yes. There are drones there somewhere. Tell us about those.
Yes. Years later, I think in 2013, that's where I started. I founded my company, Safe Technologies. Along the way, we did a drone, the first autonomous drone. We are the first people to have done a drone in Zimbabwe and program it. We did a helicopter, the first successful helicopter that flies again in Zimbabwe, using materials such as carbon fiber, alloy materials, both in aluminum and stainless steels, titanium. The electric vehicle, 2015. Yeah, so those are some of the things that we have done, some of the projects that we might want to call successful projects. Yeah. Yes, I've got a number of people who said a lot of things about the religion, trying to crush it, but I'm not ashamed, and I always make it a point. It came from God, because how can we explain, for example, what I have managed to achieve? I'm not, I've never been to any university, but right now I've got formulas, I've got equations that I've discovered. I've never done maths at school. So how can you explain things like that? I started in 2007. From 2007 to 2020, there are 13 years. In 13 years, I have came up with about 7 inventions, groundbreaking inventions. I like you asked, we did a drone. Coding, I didn't know what is coding. What languages are used to program a drone? Those ideas, they came from God. To make a drone be intelligent, that is artificial intelligence. When it's flying, it has to know that there's an obstacle. I have to maneuver to this side. So how can you explain those kind of things? So definitely, spirituality and science, they go hand in hand.
According to Maxwell, the launch was done after the white or the pink person finally approved that the technology was good, and this has been the first technology of this sort in the world, and it's coming from no other place than Africa. So we are excited and we are happy that this is happening in Africa. We are hoping that Maxwell will stay here and these people wouldn't use anything to deceive him, to come and live with them, so that after they get whatever they want to get from him, we'll not see him like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela and Gaddafi. So live here. If there's something that you need to continue with your work and you don't have it, I always tell you as a sister, please move to Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso, because they are doing everything possible so that the ones that we are even importing from China will stop importing. Now Captain Ibrahim Traore has sent people to China to go and learn how to also do things of this sort. So when you should go there with your technology, it makes everything together. We are going to see a better Africa. It's because we don't have everything that we need and we depend on these people. That's why Trump will come and tell us that he's cutting aid, he's doing this, like as if we cannot do without them. If we are self-sufficient and we are producing everything that we need, I don't think these people will have the upper hand on the Africans to always manipulate us to do what they want to do all the time. So Africa, we can do it, and we have all the know-how, and the black is always the best in the world. They are calling us black, but when you look at the color, we are not black. They are saying they are white. When you check white color and check this, they are pink. So these people who always find a narrative about Africa, and this one, they do all that they can. They just couldn't find something. But As Captain Ibrahim Traore will tell us that these people, when they move from their uniform, they'll still find a way to come in another form. Like Emmanuel Macron said that they are not leaving Africa, they are only going to restructure and come back. Yes, and Traore said as they are going, they might not come back in uniform. You know, these people, we can never trust them. So we have to be extra careful and protect Maxwell. And please, Maxwell, stay in Africa and do all that you want to do. All the dollar and the pounds that they bring. We have gold, we have diamond, we have silver. We have things that are more valuable than the paper and ink that they will give to you. So stay in Africa and train the rest of the youth so that Africa will be self-sufficient and these people wouldn't be treating us anyhow. Because after they have taken you there and given them the technology and they are no longer in need of you and they'll do to you like they did to Gaddafi, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and co. They will not claim ownership of this technology and we can never do anything to them. But when you are here and we are able to expand this thing that we have, then Africa, we are moving forward and we will be respected. The pink color and whosoever that is seeing the black person not to be anything before them is because of what they are giving to us, and our leaders have allowed it because they always want to run there and project themselves as poor people with nothing. Like what they did. How can these people that did not invent this thing call you to determine whether it is good for it to be launched before we cannot launch something that we discovered? Can I do that to Chinese or Russians? No. So Africa, these things, we have to put a stop to that. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. Who can call Captain Ibrahim Traore to the United States or who? Nobody can even try sending people to these nations to go and find out why or how did they came about something before they can answer whether the thing should be good or bad. But other countries like Zimbabwe, that it happened, it's because of the leader. They know that the leader, they have him in their pocket. So we have to continue to work to make Africa a better place for ourselves and for the next generations that are coming. Even if we don't live to enjoy it, but the next generations, just like Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, they all fought for us to have our freedom. We have to also fight for the next generations that are coming to also be better than us, like Traore said. So, united we stand, divided we fall. So let's keep sharing and educating our brothers and sisters. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa and in Zimbabwe.